Now let us see the effect of dielectrics on an external electric field. Effect of dielectrics on an external electric field. Now let us consider a dielectric slab, either consisting of polar or non-polar molecules placed in an uniform electric field. Consider a dielectric slab either with polar or non-polar molecules which is placed in a uniform electric field. So when this slab is placed in external electric field, the molecules, these are dipolar molecules, they are aligned with the direction of external electric field. They are aligned with the external electric field. See, when dielectric slab is placed in an external electric field, the dipolar molecules, these are dipolar molecules aligned with the external electric field. So therefore, the dipole moments of all molecules add up to give net dipole moment in the direction of external electric field. Then the dipole, this dielectric slab is said to be polarized. Okay, this is known as a polarization of dielectrics. In the polarized dielectrics, so all the positive charges, they are produced at one end of the slab and equal negative charge that produced on the other end of the slab. So due to that, an electric field is induced inside the dielectric slab. This is external electric field E, or you can take it as E external. So when these dielectrics are placed in external electric field, the dipolar molecules, they are aligned with the external electric field and produces the net dipole moment in the direction of external electric field. Then the dielectric slab is said to be polarized. In the polarized dielectrics, as the applied field increases, so these further. So as a result of this, negative charge is produced at one end of the slab and equal amount of positive charge is produced at the other end of the slab. As a result of this, an electric field is induced. An electric field is induced inside the slab which opposes the external electric field. Which opposes the external electric field. Due to that, the net electric field is reduced. Net electric field is equal to E external minus E induced. So the net electric field is reduced inside the slab. Thus the dielectric slab which is placed in an external electric field that will reduces or decreases the net electric field. That reduces the net electric field. The effect of dielectrics on external electric field is that so the dielectric slab which is placed in an external electric field that will reduces the net electric field. Okay, dielectrics that reduces the net electric field in that region. Okay, first define ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, dielectrics are nothing but they are the insulators which affect the electric field in which they are placed. Dielectrics ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಈಗ insulators. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ದಾಗ ಯಾವ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಗೆ ಅದು ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಡೈಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ when placed in external electric field, the electric field is induced inside the dielectric slab because of net dipole moment is produced in the dipoles because of alignment of molecular dipoles in the external electric field. So due to that, the electric field is induced inside this slab, so that will reduces the net electric field in the slab. Okay. Now, this is the effect of dielectrics on the external electric field. Now let us study the dielectric strength. Dielectric strength. See, when a dielectric slab either with polar or non-polar molecules placed in an external electric field, the dipolar molecules align with the direction of the external electric field. This means the dipolar molecules gets stretched. So as the external electric field or applied field is increased, the molecules stretch further. At a particular value of the external electric field or applied field, the electrons in the molecules gets detached and they become free electrons. Then the dielectric slab becomes a conductor. This is known as a breakdown of dielectrics. And the strength of the electric field which breaks down the dielectric property of the dielectrics is called as the dielectric strength. ಇದೊಂದು dielectric slab ಇದೆ, ಇದರಾಗ external electric field ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತವ aligns in the direction of external electric field. Okay, two dipolar molecules. So these dipolar molecules, they align in the direction of external electric field. And these molecules here external electric field direction and align ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ molecules ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ stretch ಆಗ್ತವ. So external electric field apply ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ molecules stretched. As the applied field increased, ಇದನ್ನ electric field ಅನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೂ increase ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the molecules stretch further, ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು stretch ಆಗ್ತವ. So at the particular value of the applied electric field, ಒಂದು particular value of electric field apply ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ dielectric ಮೇಲ್ದ, so ಆಗ electrons in the free electrons in the these dipoles or molecules, they comes out, they detached from the molecules into one bottom. So when these free electrons comes out from the molecules, they becomes free electrons. Now the dielectric, that becomes a conductor. Electron free item that moves in a direction opposite to the external electric field, that will constitute electric current or electricity conduct agata. So electricity conduct agata, it is not insulator, it becomes a conductor. Then this is known as a breakdown of dielectrics, and the corresponding electric field at which the breakdown of dielectrics occurs is called as a dielectric strength. Don't confuse this dielectric strength with dielectric constant. Dielectric constant is different from dielectric strength. Okay? Now let's explain. Consider one dielectric slab with polar or non-polar molecules, which is placed in the external electric field. So when this dielectric slab is placed in external electric field, the dipolar molecules, they stretch and align with the direction of external electric field, then the dielectric is said to be polarized. If the applied field is increased, the molecules stretch further. ಈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತಾವ ದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ at the particular value of the applied electric field or external electric field, the electrons in the molecules, they detached from the molecules and becomes free electrons. So ಇದರ ಒಳಗಿನ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ದಾಗ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ನಿಂತ ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ನಿಂತ then it becomes a free electron. So electron free electron aitappa ಅಂದ್ರೆ that will conduct the current. Then this dielectric becomes a conductor. The conductor agata. This is known as a breakdown of the dielectrics. Breakdown of the dielectrics. And the corresponding electric field for which breakdown of dielectric occurs is called as a dielectric strength. Dielectric strength. How you are defining this? Definition of dielectric strength. The maximum value of the applied electric field, the dielectric can tolerate without breakdown, is called as a dielectric strength of a dielectric material. So ಎಷ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡೈಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೈಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಟಾಲರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ವಿದೌಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್, ದೆನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿದೌಟ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡೈಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. ವಿದೌಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿದೌಟ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡೈಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. ಅದೇನ್ ಟಾಲರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡೈಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್. The maximum value of the external electric field, the dielectric can tolerate without breakdown, is called as a dielectric strength. So this dielectric strength, that depends on the dielectric strength of the dielectric material or substance, that depends on the time for which the field is applied, the nature and the thickness of the the dielectric material. ಈ dielectric strength ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ವರೆಗೆ ಆ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The dielectric strength depends on the time for which the electric field is applied, the nature and thickness of the material. ಇದು one marking definition about dielectric strength. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ assignment ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. The assignment of dielectric strength is same as the unit for electric intensity, that is Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. The practical unit is kilovolt per millimeter. Practical unit of the dielectric strength is kilovolt per millimeter. SI unit is Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. It is same as the unit for electric intensity. Now let us see the dielectric constants and dielectric strength of some materials. Dielectric constant and dielectric strength of some materials. Material, dielectric constant and dielectric strength. So first material vacuum. For vacuum, the dielectric constant is 1.000. For vacuum, the dielectric strength is about infinity. Dielectric strength is infinity. And second material is air. For air, dielectric constant is 1.00059 and its dielectric strength is 3 into 10 raised to 6 is in volt per meter. See, for vacuum the dielectric constant is 1.000 and the dielectric strength is infinity. The infinite amount of electric intensity or electric field to be applied for a vacuum. So it can tolerate infinite strength of electric field. For air, dielectric constant is 1.00059, but its dielectric strength is 3 into 10 raised to 6. 3 megavolt per meter of electric field can A. So above this value, the air also becomes a conductor. It loses its dielectric property. And third one, bakelite. So its dielectric constant is 4.9 and its dielectric strength is 24 into 10 raised to 6. Fourth one is Pyrex glass. So its dielectric constant is 5.6 and its dielectric strength is 14 into 10 raised to 6 volt per meter. Fifth one, for Teflon, so its dielectric constant is 2.1 and its dielectric strength is 60 into 10 raised to 6. Next, for paper, the dielectric constant is 3.7 and the dielectric strength is 16 into 10 raised to 6. So for conductor, any metal, if we consider any metal, it is not dielectric. For conductor, so its dielectric constant is infinity. Dielectric constant is infinity and its dielectric strength is 0. Conductor already has 3 electrons that will constitute electric current, hence its dielectric strength is 0. These are the some materials, their dielectric constant and dielectric strength that is measured in volt per meter or Newton per coulomb. Next, see about the capacitors. First, see about capacitance of a conductor. See, if we consider a conductor, so its potential increases with increase in charge given to it, or charge on the conductor is increases with potential given to the conductor, or potential across the ends of the conductor is directly proportional to the charge on the conductor, that is V is proportional to Q. ಒಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ನೀವು ವಾಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಂಗ ಅದರ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಗೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು ದಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್, ಆರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು ದಿ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್, ಆರ್ Q is equal to C into V, or C equals to Q divided by V, where Q is the charge on the conductor, V is the potential of the conductor, C is the constant of proportionality called capacitance. It is called as a capacitance. Or electrical capacity of a conductor. It is a capacity of a conductor to hold the charge on it. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅನ್ನು ಆ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, that is its electrical capacity, or it is also called as capacitance. Thus the capacitance of a conductor is defined as the capacitance of a conductor is defined as the ratio of charge on the conductor to the potential of the conductor or potential difference across the conductor. So the ratio of charge on the conductor and potential difference across the conductor is a constant of proportionality called capacitance. The capacitance of a conductor is defined as the ratio of charge on the conductor to the potential difference across the conductor, or the capacitance of a conductor is defined as the amount of charge required to raise the potential of a conductor by unit value. So what? ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ, so that is called as a electrical capacitance. The capacitance of a conductor is measured by unit SI unit is farad, is denoted by capital F. The SI unit of capacitance is defined as the farad. The one, if see from this expression, if Q is equal to 1 coulomb and V equals to 1 volt, then C equals to 1 farad. Defines the capacitance of a conductor is said to be 1 farad if 1 coulomb of charge is required to raise its potential by 1 volt. ಒಂದು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅನ್ನ 1 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 1 ಕೂಲಂಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ 1 farad. ಇದು ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ದ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ is said to be 1 farad. If 1 coulomb of charge is required to raise its potential by 1 volt. Okay. See, if we consider spherical conductor, of radius r, charge on the conductor is q, the potential on the surface is V equals to already study is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by R. If it is placed in A, if it is placed in a medium of dielectric constant K or epsilon naught, then by definition C equals to Q by V. Capacitance of spherical conductor is C equals to Q by V. Q divided by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by R. Q get cancels, it becomes 4 pi epsilon naught K into R. The capacitance of a spherical conductor is 4 pi epsilon naught into K into R. Here epsilon naught is permittivity of phase space, K or epsilon R, which is a dielectric constant, R is a radius of this spherical conductor. See, to get the 1 coulomb of capacitance, 1 farad of capacitance, the R equals to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ C divided by 4 pi epsilon naught K. 4 pi epsilon naught K. For A medium, or if conductor is placed in air, K equals to 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, R equals to C by 4 pi epsilon naught. If C equals to 1 farad, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ r equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 meter. To get 1 farad of capacitance, the radius of the spherical conductor required is 9 into 10 raised to 9 meter. Meter ದಾಗೆ 1000 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 9 into 10 raised to 6 kilometer ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 10 raised to 6 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10 lakh 90 lakh kilometer. 90 lakh kilometer radius is one conductor ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. So it is not possible to construct this type of spherical conductor in laboratory to get 1 farad of capacity. First type of country ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ 1 farad of capacity ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So that's why to avoid this difficulty, the new device developed that is called as a capacitor. Capacitor is a device, it is an electronic device that is used to store electric charges or electric energy. Capacitor is a device used to store electric charge. Capacitor consists of two parallel metal plates separated by a small distance or small gap. The gap may be empty or filled with one or more dielectric materials. Here are the conductors. Both are separated by small distance. So here two plates are parallel plates. Just you have two hands ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So even one conductor consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they are separated by a gap, small gap. So these are parallel conductors separated by a small gap. The gap may be empty or filled with some or one or more dielectric substance. If it space between the two plates is empty, the air fills this space. Then air acts as a dielectric. Air is also dielectric. Capacitor is a device that is used to store electric charge. It consists of two parallel metal plates separated by a small gap. The gap may be empty or filled with one or more dielectric materials. See, when a charge is given to this plate, plus q charge ಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ minus q charge is induced on the another plate. Okay, the charge on these plates is q in magnitude, but nature is opposite. Here charge q is given to this conductor, but negative charge is induced on the other conductor. Net charge is 0. Q equals to plus q minus q equals to 0. Net charge on the conductor is 0. See, as the charge is given to this conductor, the potential difference between the two plates that increases. As a charge q is given to this conductor, potential difference between the two conductors that increases. As charge on this conductor increases, potential difference between the two plates of this capacitor that increases. That is, if q is proportional to v or v is proportional to q, or q is equal to c into v, or c equals to q by where c is the constant of proportionality, this c is called as a capacitance of a capacitor. Here C is called as a capacitance. Capacitance of a capacitor. C is called as a capacitance of a capacitor. It is the ratio of a charge on the either conductor in a capacitor to the potential difference between them. The capacitance of a capacitor is defined as the ratio of the charge on either conductor to the potential difference between two conductors. Okay. See, here charge on either conductor, magnitude of charge on either conductor. V is the potential difference between conductors in the capacitor, because the capacitor consists of two parallel conductors or parallel metal plates. Okay. The SI unit of capacitance is farad. Already I discussed this. Capacitance of a capacitor is measured in farad. SI unit of capacitance of a capacitor is farad. The practical units. The practical units of capacitance or electrical capacity is microfarad, it is denoted by mu F is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 farad. Nanofarad F is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 farad, and third one is picofarad. Picofarad, it is 10 raised to minus 12 farad. These are practical units of capacitance of a capacitor. See, capacitance of a capacitor depends on size of the capacitor and means size of the conductors. Capacitance depends on capacitance of a capacitor depends on size of conductors in a capacitor. Second one, distance between the conductors in a capacitor, and the third one is dielectric medium. Dielectric medium between the conductors. Capacitors ಒಳಗೆ ಎರಡು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನಡುವೆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ ಡೈಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The capacitance of a capacitor depends on the size of the conductors, distance between the conductors, and a dielectric medium between the conductors. On these three factors, the capacitance of capacitor depends. Okay, so I will stop here. In the next class, I will discuss about the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Okay, thank you. In the previous class, we discussed about the dielectrics and polarization of dielectrics. First, see what are dielectrics. Dielectrics are nothing but they are the insulators. They affect the electric field in which they are placed. Example for dielectrics are mica, paper, air, water, etc. are the dielectrics. So the molecules of the dielectrics may be of two types. They are polar dielectrics, polar molecules and non-polar molecules. So in polar molecules, the center of positive charge and the center of negative charge do not coincide. Example for polar molecules are HCl, H2O, alcohol, NH3, etc. So these polar molecules have permanent dipole moments. Permanent dipole moments, because there is a definite separation between the positive and the negative charges in the polar molecules. Hence, they have permanent dipole moments. Whereas in non-polar molecules, the center of positive charge and the center of negative charge coincides. There is no definite separation between the positive and the negative charges. Hence, they do not have permanent dipole moments because they do not behave as a dipoles. Now, let us study the polarization of dielectrics. In last class, we discussed about the polarization of dielectrics for non-polar molecules. The dielectric consisting of non-polar molecules. See, in non-polar dielectrics lab with non-polar molecules, in absence of external electric field, the dipole moment, net dipole moment is 0, because the dielectrics lab with non-polar molecules that do not behave as a dipole, hence their dipole moment is 0. When the dielectrics lab with non-polar molecules is placed in an external electric field, the positive and the negative charges, they get displaced in the molecules. They get displaced, hence they act as a dipoles and produces a dipole moment. So when a dielectrics lab with non-polar molecules placed in external electric field, the dipole moments of each molecule that add up to get the net dipole moment in the direction of external electric field. So if the molecules align with the direction of external electric field, and they produce a net electric dipole moment in the direction of external electric field, then the dielectric is said to be polarized. Okay. Today let us discuss about the polarization of dielectrics with polar molecules. Polarization of polar dielectrics. Polarization of polar dielectrics. Consider a dielectric slab with polar molecules. In absence of external electric field, consider one dielectric slab with polar molecules. These polar molecules in the dielectric slab have permanent dipole moment in absence of the external electric field. If the applied electric field is 0, means if slab is not placed in an external electric field, the dipoles or molecules, they align. They align randomly. They are oriented randomly. So you know that direction of dipole moment is from negative to positive charge. So here the dipole moments are randomly oriented. Either dipole moment e direction ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರದು e direction ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದರದು e direction, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ opposite, ಇದರ opposite, net dipole moment becomes 0. In absence of the external electric field, the dipole moments of the molecules in dielectric slab, they are polar molecules in the dielectric slab, they are randomly oriented, hence the net dipole moment is 0. So suppose the dielectric slab with polar molecules, they are placed in an external electric field. They are placed in external electric field. These the dipolar molecules, they are aligned with the direction of external electric field. And the dielectric slab with polar molecules is placed in an external electric field. So these dipolar molecules, they are aligned with the direction of external electric field. So the dipole moment of each molecules that get added to give net dipole moment in the direction of external electric field. So each molecule has a dipole moment because these dielectric slab with polar molecules, they have permanent dipole moment. But here permanent dipole moment each molecule irutte. So random orientation irodrinda molecules random ಆಗಿ orient ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ net dipole moment 0 ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ. But in this case, when external electric field is applied, so these dipolar molecules, they align with the direction of external field. So therefore, so the dipole moment of all the molecules add up to give net dipole moment in the direction of external electric field. Now the dielectric slab is said to be polarized. This is polarization of dielectrics, polar dielectrics. Whatever the dielectric slab, it is having polar molecules or non-polar molecules. If the dipole moment, net dipole moment of the dielectric slab is aligned in the direction of external electric field, then the dielectric slab is said to be polarized. This is known as a polarization of dielectrics. Okay, when the in general either it is dielectric slab having polar or non-polar molecules, in general the dipole moments of all the molecules add up to give net dipole moment in the direction of external electric field. When it is placed in the external electric field, is called as a polarization of dielectrics. I define the phenomenon of alignment of the net dipole moment of the dielectric in the direction of external electric field when placed in the external electric field is called as a polarization of dielectrics. The polarization of dielectrics that produces a net dipole moment. The net dipole moment per unit volume of the dielectrics is called as a, when that is placed in external electric field, is called as a polarization vector. It is denoted by vector P. dielectric slab is polarized, the net dipole moment per unit volume of the dielectric when placed in the external electric field is called as a polarization vector. It is denoted by vector P. So the direction of the polarization vector is in the direction of external electric field. The polarization vector direction electric field direction ಒಳಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The direction of the polarization vector is in the direction of external electric field. The polarization vector is directly proportional to the applied electric field or external electric field. E is proportional to E, or polarization vector P is equal to the E into E. Where xi is a proportionality constant called dielectric susceptibility. Psi is called as a dielectric